June 28, 2025. A summer afternoon in northern Illinois. Warm air drifting across open farmland, carrying with it no hint of the tragedy about to unfold. At roughly 3:20 in the afternoon, near the quiet town of Capron, the sky bore silent witness to a disaster that would claim 2 lives and leave behind only questions. The aircraft was a Vans RV-10, an experimental kit plane built in 2019 by a man named Scott M. Wentz, registered as November 847 Charlie Sierra. It was privately owned, one of countless personal aircraft crisscrossing the Midwest on bright days. Just like this. That Saturday, it departed from Waukegan Memorial Airport, lifting off with little fanfare, bound for a destination that remains, to this hour, unknown. There is something haunting in that uncertainty. A flight plan that trails off into ambiguity, a journey whose endpoint was never recorded. I find myself dwelling on that mystery. Where were they going, and why? But the deeper question is always how it all went so irrevocably wrong, somewhere. In the skies above Boone County, the aircraft lost its grip on orderly flight. Witnesses would later recall the distant image of a plane descending, not in steady arcs, but in an unmistakable spiral, an uncontrolled corkscrew toward the ground. There is scant data to reconstruct each moment. No transmissions of distress. No final desperate call for help. Only the sudden violent return to Earth. When first responders arrived, guided by reports of the impact near Capron and Blaine Roads, they found the RV-10 torn apart by forces far beyond its structural design. The fuselage crumpled into the soil, wings twisted from the force of collision, yet no signs of post-crash fire. A grim tableau of stillness. Both occupants had perished. Their names have not yet been offered to the public, a small mercy that shields grieving families from immediate scrutiny. But behind those anonymous figures, our lives abruptly conclude. Ambitions, conversations, and simple Saturday plans, all erased in seconds. What caused this aircraft to depart from controlled flight remains a puzzle. The Vans RV-10 is beloved by many for its balance of performance and versatility, yet it is a kit plane, assembled by private hands. Each rivet, each wire, a testament to individual craftsmanship. Was there a flaw hidden deep in its assembly? A mechanical fault that lay dormant for years waiting? Or did an unexpected gust, a momentary lapse in focus, or the subtle deceit of spatial disorientation send it into that fatal spiral? The National Transportation Safety Board has begun its methodical process. Investigators will sift through twisted aluminum, study maintenance logs, and pore over any flight tracking data that might exist. Investigators will sift through twisted aluminum, study maintenance logs, and pore over any flight tracking data that might exist. In time, they may even recover fragments of electronics that offer clues, an altimeter frozen at a certain reading, a GPS breadcrumb pointing to sudden changes in speed or altitude. Yet today, I stand here without conclusions. Only the sober knowledge that 2 souls left the ground in good faith, trusting wings of composite and metal to carry them safely, only to meet an end that was neither gentle nor expected. As I reflect on this tragedy, I cannot help but linger on the silence of it. The absence of final words broadcast over a frequency, the lack of clear warnings or witness accounts of engine distress. Just a plane that began to spiral, a motion so foreign to stable flight, and then a field left scarred by impact. This is the nature of aviation's rare but unforgiving lessons. Each accident carves its own mark into the ledger of safety, prompting questions that, answered honestly, prevent tomorrow's sorrow. In the coming months, the NTSB will write their report. They will name probable causes, perhaps weather, perhaps mechanical fatigue, perhaps a fleeting human error magnified by the harsh laws of aerodynamics. But today, on June 28, 2025, I recount this story with no verdict. Only respect for those lost, and a patient hope that through careful investigation, the next pilot to climb into a Vans RV-10 will do so with knowledge forged in quiet tragedy. Because in aviation, the lessons written in sorrow often save lives yet uncounted. This was Capron, Illinois. A small dot on the map, now etched into the long solemn history of flight. And so we remember.